never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love.
Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to promote the video. Anyway, today is part of the Bootlickers Express, licking cops' boots, cops doing great things, and no First Amendment auditors around to bother them while they're doing it. Anyway, let's check this one out.
To protect, serve, and lead our community to a safer tomorrow. That's the mission of the Boise Police Department.
You're allowed to be an ass. You're the fucking public servant.
But just because we know their mission, we don't always know, see, or hear about how far they'll go to help those in need. Our Shira Matsuzawa has an inside look tonight at 3 of those heroic life-saving efforts in some never-seen-before footage.
Newly released body camera video showing the night of December 1st, 2018. While some 30,000 people were at the Mountain West Championship game watching the Boise State Broncos take on the Fresno State Bulldogs.
1, 2, 3, up. You guys ready? All right. Lots of hands, lots of hands, lots of hands. Okay, it's all you guys. Got it?
4 Boise police officers and Ada County paramedics were working to bring a man back to life.
Officer, what's your name and badge number?
Time, buddy.
9:26.
Sergeant Chris Davis, Detective Chuck Roth, Officer Rob Rainford, and Detective Dustin Robinson all rushed over. The victim, Keith Jones, had a heart attack. They immediately began CPR, but there were some challenges.
You have to imagine that the bleachers are, less than a foot wide, and that's where we're doing CPR. So we have him laying down on the bleacher, and we're trying to be on both sides of him to try and get the best chest compressions.
And the challenges didn't stop there.
We had to get him from there all the way down to the field, which is where the ambulance was.
All right, everybody clear? Clear.
Although Boise State lost that night,
You guys can go around. All right? Yeah, he's okay. We got him back. He's back alive now. So, thank you.
the world didn't lose Keith.
We don't always see great outcomes in some of the stuff we deal with, so to actually see doing CPR on someone and seeing them several months later being almost completely fine
They call me NC Tyrant Hunter, you tyrant!
is pretty impressive.
Between those 4 men and God, I'm here.
Today, Keith is in good spirits and is thankful.
I coded, I just went dead 3 times. They brought me back. And I'm just lucky.
The officers' actions earned them BPD's Life-Saving Award, an award Keith presented to them.
You never get into this to get recognized, right? The outcome was all the recognition that we needed.
And Keith isn't the only person who knows what it's like to be saved by a Boise police officer.
Next thing I know, I wake up, I think 4 or 5 days later, and I'm at St. Al's and in the ICU.
I have to throw some commentary in here because YouTube guidelines and all that stuff, I got to make it fair use. So yeah, anyway, this is not a pass on the bad cops, and we all know there are a few bad cops out there, and when they get taken down, that's great. But we're featuring good cops today. And did you know, cops' boots taste like chicken? That is the truth. I've licked enough of them, I ought to know. Anyway, let's get on with the video.
Back in August, Alex Schneider was swimming laps at the Boise State Aquatic Center when he blacked out. Thankfully, Alex wasn't alone.
I think I just kicked into action and just said, hey, we need to go help.
Boise Police Corporal Tim Bodwin was off duty when he saw Alex go under. He ran over and dove into the pool with the lifeguards.
Andrew and I grabbed him and pulled him out of the pool together. And then I started compressions, and Anna came over with a mask and went and got the AED.
In the moment, everything just happens so fast, and you kind of just go into autopilot, and then afterwards, when it was all over, we were kind of just sitting there being okay, that action just happened.
Alex spent 15 days in the hospital, and on November 6th, the Boise Police Department presented Corporal Bodwin with the Life-Saving Award.
This is the problem with police in America. This guy right here is an authoritarian piece of shit.
an honor he shared with the lifeguards.
What matters the most is we collectively saved a young kid's life.
They're heroes, and I owe them my life and so much more.
And another example of BPD heroism.
It was in the middle of December, and there was quite a bit of snow, and it was just in about the 20s. It was really cold. I remember it was a cold night.
Boise Police Corporal Dan Barber is describing the night he found a man stranded in the snow on Shaw Mountain Road.
Yeah, it's a red Ford SUV. He is off the road, but just on the edge. I'm talking to him now. Let his wife know. Hey! Are you okay? I know, I got fire coming up to help you out.
Corporal Barber was working patrol when the victim's wife called police. She said her husband left the house to go to the doctor's office hours earlier and never returned.
Back the blue until it happens to you.
He is stranded somewhere in the foothills, so we're going to need to get a ping on his phone so that I can get to where he's at.
Dispatch located him almost at the top of Rocky Canyon, right near Adalpe Summit.
I went to Rocky Canyon, and I could see on my map where he was at, and sure enough, it went from paved to dirt to snow. And then I went until my car, I had one of the Ford SUVs, four-wheel drive, and I went until I got stuck.
That's when the corporal jumped out of his car and started jogging, searching for the man. Which brings us back to this moment.
How long have you been here?
It was daylight when I got stuck.
He was sitting in his truck. His truck was sideways, and it was almost tipped over, and he was up against the hill on the other side, so he couldn't get out his door.
Fire crews arrived a short time later.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Stand on up here. Okay, he is good to go.
I hope you burn in hell. I hope you burn in hell, and I hope your kids get bone cancer. I think you're horrible. You're horrible people.
Nice to meet you. Keep your hands warm. But he said he was planning on being here all night. He just was sitting there smoking a cigarette, listening to classical music.
A happy ending to what could have potentially been much worse.
I don't know if we would have found him that night, if we wouldn't have found him for several days.
Now, those were just 3 examples of heroism from BPD. All of the officers in those stories want to stress that they didn't do it alone. It was all teamwork between themselves and the other agencies, as well as the people who were there. In the studio, Shira Matsuzawa, Idaho's News Channel 7.
Well, there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed. These clips are fairly old. I just grabbed a few of them. I salted it with a few First Amendment auditors in there so we wouldn't forget what this channel's all about. Exposing the lies of the First Amendment auditors out there just trying to make money. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little video. Y'all have a great day now. Love you. Bye.
I hope your kids get bone cancer.